Hey everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com, coming to you from Mesa, Arizona this Tuesday morning. I hope all of you are doing well. We've had some awesome weather. We had some 80s over the weekend, but a little bit of rain today. So looking forward to that to settle the dust down. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a sneak peek from Stampin' Up's upcoming annual catalog, which will be available May 4th. But each year Stampin' Up kind of has the tradition of releasing a collection or a stamp set and dies early so that we have a chance to get excited about and play with some of those products. And today it's the Butterfly Brilliance collection. And so let me, I'll pop you down. I'll show you all the different parts to the collection and then some of the cards that I've created using that collection. So just hang tight and I will push the camera down or move it. There we go. So this is an awesome collection of products. The first part of it will be the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. As you can see, it is one great big background stamp. So it's great for creating backgrounds. It's also been recommended that maybe you buy an extra set and you cut the butterflies apart so that they can be used separately as well as within this awesome great big background, because the stamp set alone is only $17, so that will give you a lot of versatility. The other part to this collection is going to be the dies. So there is one of the die cuts when it will cut all of the butterflies all at one piece. Good morning, Sandy. Thanks for popping in today. So those butterflies will cut that. So that is one great big piece. And then there are a bunch of other dies. So you'll have some detail cut dies that will be able to die cut all the butterflies out of this set. Let me see if I can get them all in the right spot here. And so it's very versatile in that way. Oops, must have some of them all mixed up. And then there are some other coordinating pieces, little teeny butterflies and some accent pieces as well. So that's a really fun feature of that. So those two will be available in Stampin' Up's next annual catalog. The other part, there are two other parts to the collection, and one is this 6x6 designer series paper called Butterfly Bijou. And this will only be available until supplies last. But this is what I love just so much about Stampin' Up, is that it pairs so brilliantly with this collection. So one of the sheets, you can place the die cuts over the sheet and it will cut out all of those butterflies for you. So that gives you just a really, if you need a quick, cute card, that will give you just a whole bunch of cutout butterflies at one time. And the papers in here are some watercolor effect. They're just gorgeous, and I'll show you how I've used that. So there's one of the designs. There's one side and another side. All right. One side and the other. Lots and lots of butterflies for sure. So if you're a butterfly lover, this is definitely a collection for you. I'm pulling out the other samples I was using some of this paper to make treat packets for a class I'm having this weekend and next week. So you can see just really, really vibrant colors with that. Okay, so that paper is only available while supplies last. So if, but the thing I love most is that it cuts out those butterflies from this sheet here. The die cut coordinates exactly with that. The other piece is called the Natural Touch Specialty Paper, and this again is only available while supplies last, but it gives a nice woodsy, almost textured background to any. You can use it for die cuts or the butterflies, so it's really, really fun. Now let me show you some cards that I've created with that. I don't know about you, if you guys stamp in your sleep. Sometimes I find myself thinking about cards all night long and go, oh, I could use this and I could use that. And so the other night I was thinking about this collection, and I remembered that I had purchased the rainbow glimmer paper, and I haven't even used it. The catalog has been out since June and I haven't used it. So I thought the butterflies would be perfect with that glimmer paper. So I die cut it using the butterflies. I was able to put the whole die cut on there, and it cut out that sheet. I cut my glimmer paper into 6 by 6 sections and then die cut it, and added those glimmery butterflies to the front of this card that also has a little bit of vellum on it. And there's also this piece that I can be making some butterflies out of as well. So this is, let me show you some of the little butterflies. I wanted to get every little piece. So they're just gorgeous. I love glimmer paper. And I'm wondering if this is going to be one of the papers that's retired here when Stampin' Up! When we get our new catalog here May 4th. Just showing some of the glimmer. Sandy, do you have any of this awesome paper? But these are really delicate, beautiful butterflies with that glimmer paper. Good way to use that. There's lots and lots of different ways to use the butterflies. One of the things I recommend is that you have one of the little brushes to get all the pieces out of that, between the little, there you go. All right, so there are all the little glimmer butterflies I made. That was the first card I created. Good morning, Brenda. Thanks for popping in. Just showing the Butterfly Brilliance collection and some of the things that I've made. I haven't put a sentiment on this one, and you'll notice, one thing you'll notice about this stamp set is that it doesn't have sentiments, but we have so many awesome sentiment sets, like itty bitty greetings will work really well. I've also been using the art gallery sentiments with that. Good morning, Joy. Thanks for popping in. As well as also the Happy Thoughts stamp set would work very well with the Butterfly Brilliance. Good morning, Kathy. Thanks for popping in. Yes, it's been a while. You're a busy lady. So this is my Blackberry, Rich Razzleberry with that butterfly. I still need to add a sentiment to it. This next card uses pieces of the Designer Series paper, and there's a Designer Series paper, and I cut that butterfly right out of the Designer Series paper. And I used these, this die last week, and it just escapes me, but I'm sure I'll think of it as I go on. So just very clean and simple cards, but things that you can put together quickly when you can die cut those butterflies directly from the Designer Series paper. More Designer Series paper That butterfly Bijou, remember, it's limited time, so it won't be around forever. I was thinking I should probably buy another package of that. This one also, I used the background, the big background stamp to stamp the background, and trimmed the butterfly out of the designer series paper, and that sentiment from the art gallery. Paper Pumpkin subscriptions are going to start billing this week, so if you want that kit, get your order in. But I always send everyone a thank you note, and I thought these would be perfect thank you notes for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So here I played around with a little bit. I stamped the butterfly in Memento and colored it with our Stampin' Blends, and then used the die cut to trim that out, and that's in So Saffron. For some reason, I'm stuck on that little piece of vellum behind it, so you'll see that as a recurring element in today's cards. This was kind of the same idea in Bermuda Bay, colored with the Stampin' Blends. Also, the Stampin' Blends, I love that you can color the pearls to match, so I use the background stamp. And then this card here in Rich Razzleberry with the Stampin' Blend. So let me just show you the stamp set in action to show you what I was making today with that. And there are just so many other possibilities that usually I get started and then I can't stop creating. So here's the stamp set. I am going to use the Stamparatus. I recommend that. And I like to put the stamp case underneath so I can get better pressure on that stamp or on that pad when I'm stamping. The one thing that's going to help that we sell with the Stamparatus are the grid sheets. They're like a 7x7 grid sheet. So it will help to keep the ink onto the paper and not on your Stamparatus and have it transfer everyone else, because I know that I am a really, really messy stamper. So I've cut some Rich Razzleberry to 5 1/4 by 4, and I can tell where I've been stamping with my big background stamp. So I have it put onto my Stamparatus where I want it. And I'm going to just stick my magnet in here. Sometimes with big stamps, it's really nice to use a Stamparatus because you'll be able to stamp over it if you make a mistake or if you want it darker. So I just found a little place for the magnet that will work in case I need to restamp. Good morning, Linda. Thanks for popping in using Butterfly Brilliance. I'm having a little trouble saying that this morning. So I'm going to ink up my big, again, if you missed part of it, there's recommendations that you buy an extra stamp set so then you can just cut the butterflies apart and use them separately. All right, so now that I've got that inked, I'm just going to, and my magnet jumped a little, but I can move it and position it. And then I'll just gently massage the ink into that paper as I wiggle just a little bit. And I do need a little bit more ink on a couple of those butterflies. I must not have pressed. And that's just the beauty of the Stamparatus, is that you can get the coverage that you want. And of course, this doesn't have to be perfect because it's a background and a lot of it's going to be covered up with the butterflies. So I'm going to go with that because I like that. Then I need to make a butterfly. And usually I will have a wet, what do you call it? A Simply Chamois to clean that off. But today I just want this big butterfly. So I've positioned my paper so I can get just that butterfly. Good morning, Margaret. Thanks for popping in today from Rhode Island. Normally I would do that in Memento, but I'll just go ahead and do that in the rich raspberry so you can see that. And I only want this butterfly. And again, if I need to re-ink, I could do that. So then I can color this, and then I can take it over to my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine and cut it out. But I've also already done one ahead of time with Memento, so I can go ahead and show you how I colored that with the Stampin' Blends. And I've got, my desktop gets smaller and smaller and smaller. With the Stampin' Blends, I have the rich raspberry, I have the dark, and the light. And everybody asks what everybody has a little bit of a different philosophy in the Stampin' Blend. So you just have to play with it and do what works best for you. When I do mine, I like to start with my dark. And so I'm just gonna do some scribbling in some of the dark areas. And I work in a small space so that the ink doesn't have an opportunity to dry too quickly. And then I just work in little circles to kind of blend that ink in. And like I say, everybody has a little bit of a different philosophy when it comes to the Stampin' Blends and how they use them. So I would then just keep coloring until my butterfly is completed. And what's really super fun about this is the different colors in the Designer Series paper. There are lots of different options into what colors will coordinate. We've got Bermuda Bay, Magenta Madness, Rich Raspberry, So Saffron, and quite a few more. I was also going to show you some of the other coloring I did with the Stampin' Blends. This one, that butterfly turned out kind of goofy, but I used the Bermuda Bay and the So Saffron and the Rich Raspberry. I also tried it on Stampin' Up! Shimmery White paper, so that was kind of fun. That's on Shimmery White as well. So I think the fun with this, this one was Pumpkin Pie. It was Monarchs, where I come from in Minnesota, North Dakota, even Nebraska. I thought, well, I'll try to make a monarch. The fun thing is this set allows for so much versatility in what you can do with it. So this one I actually had colored I had colored the butterfly as he came out, and then die cut some more. So that was just a black and white, another kind of monarchy. So lots of different options. Lots of different options with that. So if to put the card together, I've got my cardstock at 11 by 5.5, and then it would be scored in the middle, 11 by 4.25, I'm sorry, and then at 5.5, and then I would put my background on. So this makes just a really, like I say, a really cool background, or you could cut the butterflies up and use them separately. So very versatile set, and that is available now through Stampin' Up! The other thing I want to mention to you, did you know that March is National Craft Month? So that's something that we need to celebrate. And this week on my Facebook page, on which you're watching, I am asking everybody to share one of the things that you're working on in paper crafting. And on Sunday, I will draw a winner for the Basket of Blooms stamp set. So I would love it if you would share any of your creations. And I can only mail in the United States, please. But feel free. I'd just love to see what everybody is working on. Good morning, Deirdre. And thanks for popping in today. So next week I'll have a different challenge for March's National Craft Month as we celebrate that. So then I would put my butterfly and then work on a sentiment. And again, I'm probably gonna do, don't you just love that glimmer paper with that? I have lots of things out here today. I'm gonna go grab my thank you. Because I've been using it with the classic label punch. And I will be ready to send out all of these thank you notes to my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. All right. I would add that here. And then one of the awesome other elements would be to color our pearls with our Stampin' Blends. Just gently see how that color goes on, and it dries really quickly. And you can keep coloring until you find what you're looking for, and then I would add those to the card. I'm just gonna quick show you the cards that I shared at the beginning so you can see some of the creations. That was the Rich Razzleberry with the colored Stampin' Blends. I did the Happy Birthday, embossed that in white. That is Bermuda Bay with that background. So Saffron, and I colored that with the Stampin' Blends. This one is the butterfly trimmed right out of the Designer Series paper. Another with the butterfly trimmed right out of the Designer Series paper and the paper around it. Ah, yes, I told you I would remember. That's the Stitched with Whimsy dies. I had a piece of that left over from last week, so I thought, oh, I bet that butterfly fits perfectly there, so that works really well. Just a way for me to get some quick and easy cards. This is using that awesome rainbow glimmer paper. Needs a sentiment yet. And then this was my last sample thank you card with all the glimmer butterflies. So that concludes what I've started working on with this Butterfly Brilliance collection. The stamp set and the dies will be available in the upcoming catalog, and they're available now. But remember that the awesome Designer Series paper is while supplies last and won't be included in the new catalog, as well as that natural specialty paper. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's presentation. That sounds so official. That's yeah, like it sounds so official. Just get out your stamps, have some fun, and go to my Facebook page. I'll pin it to the top. Kim Plays with Paper, Kim Quady Plays with Paper, and show me what you've been creating in honor of National Craft Month. Yes, Kathy, I do really love those stitched circles, and I use them on all kinds of different things, but the vellum is fun. And as you can see, I used that on almost every single card that I made today. But thanks for taking the time to watch today, and I will be back next Tuesday at 8:30, and I'm going to be talking about some different coloring techniques. So have a great week. Thanks for popping in. Take care. Bye-bye.